Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Wherever you are in the world, it's Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. British time, and Central European time, 8 p.m. It's my pleasure to have episode number 42 of Tuesdays at 2. Each week we talk about different topics. Now, if anybody's got any questions, please put them in the questions, and I will answer them as we go through this Tuesdays at 2. Who am I? My name is Martin Buckland, and I call myself an executive career management practitioner. So basically, I manage and advance the careers of senior executives, those who aspire to be business leaders. I'm a global expert in managing and advancing the careers of Executive Master of Business Administration, so EMBAs, and also a global expert in mining, because where I am in Canada is the global head office of mining. So I'm mining inside out, back to front, upside down. I am more than happy to help you. So at the end of this, you can send me your resume or your CV for a free, no obligation, 30-minute resume CV critique. So today's topic is really interesting. It makes people shudder when they hear about it, though, but there's nothing to really be worried about. Yes, it's the anger, the rage, and whatever. I've been terminated. I am shy and scared what to tell people. So termination is a fact of life. It's a fact of business life today. Invariably, you are let go by your employer, not because of your performance, but because of economic conditions or a change in direction. So don't be shy about it. Thousands upon thousands across the world every week are let go for various reasons. Very few because of activity that is negative. So think of it as an opportunity. Don't be shy. It's an opportunity your employer or your ex-employer is giving you to move on and hopefully advance your career. And yes, even in today's economic conditions, when it's a little bit rough, we're going through some turbulent periods right now across the world because of COVID. There are jobs waiting for you right this minute, but you have to seek and search them. So you have to be a detective. So sadly, it is common. When I first started in this business 26 years ago, I used to go in-person networking to build my business and build my brand and whatever. And I used to stand next to people in Toronto at networking events. And they used to say they're unemployed. I used to think, oh my gosh, they got an illness. But when I did a lot of research, there are thousands upon thousands each week let go just here in Canada. But there are also thousands and thousands who land a new opportunity, a new appointment. Yes, it can be very distressing, especially the first time that you are let go. It's the human mind. We got the anger, we got the rage, we got the why me? Why me? Why did they let me go and not Mary, Mark, or Paul? There is a reason for that. And also on the books of your employer, you are also a dollar sign, a pound sign, euro sign, AED sign, or whatever currency your employer operates and wherever you are in the world. You are a monetary value to them. And in bad times, they have to release, they have to downsize, they have to lower their costs. And what's one of the highest costs is you and everybody else in your department, everybody else in your company. So yeah, it's mentally very straining to go through a termination. You know what? After you've gone through it twice, I actually have clients who've gone through it 5 or 6 times, and sometimes they pray to be terminated because they know they're going to get a financial reward at the other end called a severance. Now, it's not going to bring huge rewards. Luckily, where I am right now, here in Ontario, it's probably the best place in the world to be terminated as far as an employee is concerned, as far as monetary reimbursement called severance is. But in some countries, you get very minimal. But in other provinces and states and countries, you get quite a bit of money. It's a cushion, but don't rely on that cushion. Yeah, it's a nice chunk of change, but chunks of change soon run out. So deal with the mental, the why me, the anger, the rage, but look at it as a new opportunity. Take a deep breath, take many breaths, share to all your friends, your family, acquaintances, and everybody else that you are now in career transition. I don't call it unemployment. I call it career transition. Yes, you are unemployed, but you are also in career transition. It sounds a bit. So think of yourself now. You're going to be entering the market, the big, wide world. Even in today's economy, that market is pretty damn good. It's not all doom and gloom like some people will tell you out there. There are jobs for most of you who are listening to my presentation today. So don't be shy. Think of it positively. Think of it as a new opportunity, and be happy at the other end, because there is a happy moment coming towards you. I got let go. Sylvia said, let me just put this up. Oh my gosh. This is new to me, this. Sylvia said, Martin Buckland, I got let go many years ago and I felt a lot of embarrassment and shame and anger. Yeah, I can understand that. And that's just human mind. That's what we're built, it is built into us. But think of it the other way, of what's going to come down the road. I know you built a very successful private coaching practice. Look at opportunities in the entrepreneurial world. There are plenty of them there. So think about where you want to go. It's a new opportunity. You hopefully will have a cushion to where, which will allow you a little bit of leeway, a little bit of extra time to do some processing of where you want to go. So even in tough times, there are opportunities. There are plenty of opportunities. Don't sign your severance. This is a thing I'd like to reiterate. When you get downsized, they may put a bit of pressure on you to downsize straight away, to sign your severance. Think about it. You're entitled in most jurisdictions, as far as I know, in the Western world. You don't have to sign immediately. You can go away and think about it. And here's my professional opinion. Go and see an employment lawyer, because sometimes those severances can be bumped up for legitimate reasons. You can get extra things, maybe not just a lump sum, but you might be able to get some designation, some certification that you've always wanted to take, built into that severance. Or you might get your benefits or pension extended. There are various ways to extend that severance. So I would recommend going to see an employment lawyer. Doesn't matter whether you live here in Canada, whether you live in the US, whether you live in the UK, or anywhere else in the world. So look at your severance and think, I think it might be worth me going to see an employment lawyer. Once you've taken that step, take a rest. If you have a cushion, take a rest and then jump into a job search. but it's time for you to emotionally calm your mind, because we aren't going to hire people who are, I want a job immediately. I'm angry. I want a job. They're not going to hire you. They can see that anger and that rage, and you need to express that within your own environment to your friends and family and other people surrounding you. Have champions there who can help you understand the situation, because yes, it's very high on the stress list. So don't put all your apples in one basket and think, oh, I'm going to get a job straight away. It doesn't happen that way. But you also need to tame your own mind, calm, take a deep breath, take many deep breaths, take a couple of weeks off. Maybe if you are allowed, go on a vacation. We can't go on a vacation right now, but just take a break. Go for walks, go with your family, do things that you've never done for a long, long time, because perhaps your work consumed you. So take a rest, communicate. Communicate that you have been downsized. It's not a stigma anymore to be downsized. Just in the Greater Toronto area where I live, in good times, each week, 2,000 people are let go. In today's economy, you can at least double that. So think of it that way. Take some time to digest where you are. Also, and it depends on where you are in the world, get some government assistance. That's why you pay taxes. You get government assistance. Sometimes it's called employee benefits. Right now, because of COVID, it's got all sorts of names attached to it. But get some government assistance, because that's going to bring you huge value. Mark says, you are right. First time severance is traumatic. Afterwards, it's about cash and benefits, as you say, and make the employer pay your legal fees. Now, that's an interesting concept, Mark. I've never heard that one, but yeah, I try and get as much as you can out of the employer. But in today's economy, money is a little bit short for corporations. So get government assistance. Some of those government programs are very beneficial. Yes, you have to go through the regular filling out the forms online and then waiting to see whether you're going to be approved. But there are so many available here in Canada, in the US, in the UK, and elsewhere in the world right this minute because of COVID. They are bounced up. But even in good times, there are lots of opportunities for you. So get your government assistance. Now start to assemble your mind and think. I have now, once you've calmed down, I've got rid of that anger, that rage, or limited it. You now need to think about crafting a job search plan. Now, there are people like me you can engage, or you can do it yourself. If you've done it 3 or 4 times, you're probably quite an expert in looking for jobs. But remember, the job market changes all the time. With the advent of the internet in the last 20 or so years, there's jobs online and you can connect with people. So you need to build the foundation of your job search. What are the foundation? Well, first of all, it's your resume, or depending on where you are in the world, CV. You need to have that in hand, and then you need to get your LinkedIn profile up to date. Make sure you always have your LinkedIn profile up to date, even when you're gainfully employed. There are executive recruiters and HR professionals and other people looking for talent all the time. And one job offer might come your way and you think, I really like that. I'd like to explore it a little bit more. So in which case you need to go and visit or speak to the executive recruiter or other influencer and see if you can engage in some dialogue, because they've approached you through LinkedIn. You need to have your LinkedIn profile up to date and fully complete, as I've said in many other presentations I've made here in Tuesdays at 2. So there are opportunities waiting for you. Then plan, once you've got that job search, target. You are a product. Everybody watching me today is a product. You have to dress that product. You have to make that product look seductive with your resume, your CV, suite of cover letters, and your LinkedIn profile. And I would suggest now you have a Facebook account as well, because more and more influencers are using Facebook. So use recruiters, use online platforms, online job boards. Sadly, people are very misinformed about the value of those job boards. They only bring a small percentile of jobs that are available right this minute in good and bad times. So you need to be aware. Don't be applying for jobs all your time. So brings me to my next point. A job search is a full-time gig. Those that spend 1 or 2 hours a day or play at it, sit on the couch and expect a job that will come to them, they will be in career transition probably this time next year and maybe the year after. Treat it as a full-time job. Tell the people surrounding you, your spouses, your kids, that you are at a full-time job looking for your next opportunity, your next challenge. It's like anything. The more you put into it, the more hours you put into it, the more rewards will come your way. Another question coming in. I like all these questions. Keep them coming in. Martin, would you say that there are differences in approach to the job search early in one's career and after being severed? If so, what are they? Well, that's a great question, Jeremy. Thanks very much for that one. I could go on for hours talking about that. Yeah. Executive recruiters will only want to know you when you've got probably 10 or 15 or even 18 years solid career history. They don't want to know you when you're fresh out of high school, college, or university. But executive recruiters can bring huge value to your career. So early on, I would say about year 10, 11, 12, start building relationships. Your whole career management is built around relationship management. Those of you listen to my previous Tuesdays at 2, or go and look at them online on YouTube, my YouTube channel, you understand that I tell people to manage their careers while they're gainfully employed. So yeah, it varies. You need to embrace executive recruiters when you've got about 10 years in, and then they can start helping you manage your career for the rest of your life. But the trick here, Jeremy, is always manage your career from the day you leave your high school, university, college, all the way through to the time you decide in your own mind that you want to retire. So after being severed, yeah, you need to deal with your own emotional issues and then move on. And the more times you've been severed, I have clients who've been severed 6 or 7 times, and they've got $1 million, $1.5 million US dollars or Canadian dollars in the bank just through being severed. They're very clever. They learn after the first or second time that they need to ramp it up straight away, because they could be in career transition for a long time, but on the other hand, they could be in career transition for a short time, and then there's a lot of money in the bank. So there's various things that come into play here. So treat your job search as a full-time gig. Talking about relationship management. Network. Sadly today, because of COVID, we can't network in person. Hopefully that will come back, but there's no excuses. all those virtual communication systems we have in front of us right now. Zoom, Teams, there's a lot more. You need to be on those and you need to start networking. There is no excuse for you not to network. Use LinkedIn inside out. Go to my YouTube channel and look at endless videos on how to go and find your next employer. Tips and tricks on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to bring you huge value, and to a certain degree, so does Facebook. Never miss out on the opportunity of being on those two platforms. If you're in sales and marketing, I would tell you that you have to be on Twitter. So those three platforms can bring you a terrific value. Let's fast forward now, because there's all sorts of things that come into play in a job search. You're going to have your ups and you're going to have downs. Hopefully you'll have more ups. But now start thinking about you're going to prepare for your interview. Just don't walk into an interview and think it's going to be a breeze. It's not. The competition in good times, the competition in bad times is there. You are in a fight to the finish. This is very close to the finish, so don't spoil it. You want to win. This is your chance to shine against other competitors. So think about research, research, research. What can you bring? Make an interview a two-way street. There, again, may I direct you to my YouTube channel where there are some videos on interviewing. If you go to my YouTube channel, please do me a favor and press the subscribe button, where you will be notified of all future videos if you press the bell button. So prepare for interviews. And then when the job offer comes, keep that job search going. You can, even in today's economy, while you're waiting for all sorts of things to be signed, you can actually steer yourself into multiple offers. I have several clients here in Canada, in the US, and elsewhere in the world in multiple offers in a bad economy. Why? It's because they treated their job search as a full-time gig, and they moved on emotionally from their severance, from their downsizing. I tell my clients, and I've alluded to this, you're not in unemployment, you are in career transition. So when we come close to the end, hopefully those job offers, have them reviewed by, again, an employment lawyer. The trick now is you have your job offer reviewed by an employment lawyer when you go in. So then when you are out, when you come out the other end, your exit is already mapped out for you financially and other things that are going to be thrown in. Seems a bit cack-handed and the wrong way around, but you, as I say in all my presentations, you are in charge of your career, not your employer. So I will wrap it up by my own saying, the day you land your job is the next time to start your next job search. The day you land your next job is the day to start your next job search. See if you can embrace that. Career management is a full-time gig, even when you're gainfully employed. You don't have to do nearly as much as when you're in career transition. But don't just drop off the face of the earth. So I don't see you on LinkedIn, or nobody sees you on LinkedIn. You or very through networking. You need to be getting out there. You're a brand, and you can see some other videos on personal branding. So please do me a favor and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and press the bell button. I will be back here for the 43rd Tuesdays at 2. If you are an EMBA, either graduate or candidate, I'm having a special day on Saturday, May the 1st, 10 a.m. Eastern. That's the time I programmed it for the best of the 24-hour clock because I have clients all over the world. So tune in, and there will be publicity about that on social media. If you're an EMBA, an Executive Master of Business Administration, put that in your diary. May the 1st, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Finally, if you are in career transition and you want some other guidance, I have this book. It's downloadable from my website, www.aneliteresume.com, for very small investment. And as you can see, it's pretty damn thick. Written it myself, and there's a lot of the tips and tricks that I've shared with you today, and a lot more. Look after number one. That is you. Your employer is not going to look after you because you are just a dollar value. You can be disposed of at any time. So episode number 43, Tuesdays at 2 next week, will be why should I make an investment in my career? So that's very apt. You should all make an investment in your career, not just time-wise, but possible monetary-wise. Those that do, I can tell you, advance, earn more money, and are happier. My name is Martin Buckland. I'm an executive career management practitioner. I am ready for your free, no obligation resume critique. If you want to send it to me, I'd be happy to help you and give you 30 minutes of my time. But I do say it as it is because you only get one kick of the can. Anybody got any other questions? If not, then we'll wrap it up for today. Thanks very much for viewing me and watching, and I'll be back next week, Tuesdays at 2. There's something else in the burner that I'm going to announce very shortly. That will be another weekly session on social media. It's more motivational, inspirational to get you going. So hopefully, thank you very much, Mark. Very kind of you. Top class, Martin. Cheers, Martin. Well, have a great week. And if you want any help, I am here for you. I love helping people advance their career and manage their career. Cheers for now. Have a great week.